Maria had a little lamb and it was effing weird.
God, why do you even have to sing in the beginning part here in freaking nursery rhymes, man? Seriously? Stop. Just play the... Don't sing along to this. Golly. What's up, guys? We're the Cinefanatics. My name's Chris Adams.
I'm Robert Adams.
Hold on.
And that's a...
What's your name again?
I'm Tori Rose of
There you
Blue Hair. Why do I keep doing that now?
Because it's the internet, and that's what you're supposed to do when you host a live show. You just forget to unmute yourself. Or
Guys, welcome to the Tagline. It's a show where the tagline's the title. We appreciate you all being here. It's going to be a weird one tonight.
Well, yeah, because everyone else is talking about Halloween and James Bond, and we're over here talking about barnyard animals like it's George Orwell's Animal Farm. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
The first person to make that joke.
I am absolutely the first person. Like, I want to see this lamb movie team up with that Nicolas Cage pig movie. And then we need some kind of a cow movie, maybe Twister, because that's the only flying cow I know of.
Wow.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Such an original.
just a little sizzly. What's going on this week, guys? Are you up to anything? Are you?
Oh, Tori, I know you're trying to start drama here, and we do not need this drama on this show tonight. Okay.
Did you ever see the Cat in the Hat movie, the live action one?
I think I watched like 5 minutes of it. I was like, nope.
I need you to know that when I was a kid, my sass comeback like that was, "Don't make me snap my fingers in a Z formation."
Oh no!
He does that at some point.
Oh no!
I don't know why that reminded me of that, but it did.
That's awesome.
Well, guys, if you want to snap your fingers in a Z formation, that doesn't really work here. Go to streamlabs.com/cinefanatics.
You can only snap your fingers in a Z formation if you go to streamlabs.com/cinefanatics.
There's no way we can verify that if you're doing it in front of your computer screen or not. We're just on our system here. Go to the streamlabs.com link.
Wait, who plays
This is gonna be a weird show.
Isn't that a famous comedian?
It was Mike Myers.
Okay, I knew his face. The guy from
not the guy from Halloween.
The the finger. What's
the golden finger. The guy with the finger. Yes,
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
That would be Gold Member.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And no, he's the guy from The Love Guru. You know that other like awesome, amazing movie that he was in?
Yeah.
Do you imagine me playing the Schmodown like, hey, he's that guy, that Goldfinger guy?
Hey, you know what? Give benefit of the doubt. She knew who she was talking about. She knew it was that guy. So just give it to her. Give her the point.
I'm telling you.
Anyways, guys, Streamlabs, you know what to do there. Patreon. Heard Arts talk about it before. Look, I'm Alex Damon all of a sudden. Go to the patreon.com/cinefanatics and support us so that I can remember to clean off my glasses before we start the show next time.
Yeah, I didn't do that either. So
yeah,
I'm just going to be doing this show in a hazy fog.
There was just one giant smudge, and it was bothering the living crap out of me. I gotta be honest.
Not the dead crap.
So I don't have smudges. It's just.
So yeah, sorry. We're all sitting here complaining about our smudges, and you're only working with one eye. Like, geez, screw us.
So glad you all have corrective lenses.
Yeah, I can't see 3D movies. Whenever people are like, "Oh, the 3D really added to the cinema," I'm like, "Oh, I bet."
You missed nothing. You missed nothing.
I loved it when movies went through that phase where they had 4D, because then I could participate. I wouldn't see the 3D, but I would like smell the hot cocoa for Polar Express, and I was like, "Wow, I'm here."
That sounds lovely.
Did y'all ever watch? I don't think you've seen. I don't know, Tori, if you've seen Kentucky Fried Movie.
I have not seen it.
Back from the 80s. It's really funny. It's like a spoof movie, but it's like little vignettes, small stories. One of those is a story of a person. It's not really a story. It's a guy goes to a movie theater to watch a movie in feel around vision or whatever. He sits in a chair, and there's an usher standing right behind him. So when things happen on the screen, the usher does it to him. So like when like a couple are arguing, the woman slaps the husband or whatever. This usher slaps the guy in the theater, and it's just hilarious. All the things they do to him.
Does he have to kiss him?
Something like that, yeah. I believe it ends with that, and he's like, nope, and he just quickly like buggers off or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like the people in the movie get water splashed on him, so he just takes like a cup and just turns it over and pours water all over the patron. It's funny.
Love it.
Tori was about to be like, "Sign me up."
Sign me up.
It's good.
Have either of you actually ever seen a 4D movie?
I can't remember.
It's a big kid thing, so maybe like it was a bit past your time. But I remember like at the zoo they would do like Polar Express or like that was a big one because of the hot chocolate, or I'm trying to think some ocean movie they would do like Finding Nemo or something. They would like spray you with water.
Titanic, smell the ocean as you're sinking. It sure smells nice and cold.
She said ocean movie, and I was thinking like Ocean's 11. I was like, wow, I smell a ton of different kinds of cologne just wafting off the screen right now.
Some movies you don't want to smell, like There Will Be Blood. It's just like oil and man sweat.
Milkshake.
Ocean's 11 would be like, okay, what's Rusty eating now?
Yeah,
popcorn.
So yeah, you can support this nonsense over on Patreon.
Yes.
All sorts of stuff.
For them to go see a 4D movie, apparently.
I was in the middle of a Patreon plug still. Yeah, what are we doing on Patreon? What's happening?
So this coming Friday, we will be doing the Patreon Trivia Hangout. There's a reason we're going to be doing a Patreon Trivia Hangout, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, that's going to be on Friday, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. If you're at the Maverick tier, you could come join us. It's going to be an interesting one this month, as you'll soon find out.
Why?
Well, we'll put it this way: have you guys ever sat in a study session where the two people in the study session are going to face off against each other?
I said I was going to talk about it here in a minute.
Okay, we can talk about it here in a minute.
Okay.
The cat is here for the tea.
Oh yeah,
cat is here.
Real quick before we do talk about any stuff like that, I would like to go ahead and mention what stuff at least I am doing along with Tori. That would be this Saturday would be the marquee. We will be doing the tier ranking of Saw movies with special guest Andres Gallego.
You said it right?
I do have to like congratulate myself every time I say his name correctly. Like I feel like I spent like one whole day just like practicing in a mirror. Not that Saw. But yeah, we're going to be ranking all the Saw movies from the 2004 original all the way up to whatever that movie that Chris Rock was in. Mm-hmm. So that is this Saturday. That's 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. The marquee right here. We had a lot of fun with Bibiani last Saturday doing the Dracula movies. That was Bibiani's a delight. Just getting his perspective on movies, period, is fantastic.
Yeah, you feel like you're talking to like Gandalf. He's like the Gandalf of movies.
Yeah. So yes, then moving on to let's go ahead and get it out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
The cat is so cute.
Yeah, you take over. It's cool.
You can just talk.
Do you want to talk about it? You're the one who's instigating it anyway. Sure. Why don't you just talk about it?
No, you instigated this.
Oh, shut up.
Longer before I did.
Whatever.
That was kind of the whole point. That's why I'm even doing this to begin with, because you wouldn't stop making everything about you.
Are you done? Can we move on now?
Yeah, whatever. What are we doing? What do you want? What do you want to talk about? What do we?
Those of y'all who know, we are a part of the First Class League of the Movie Trivia Schmodown. This coming Tuesday, the 19th, it is finally happening. The entire season has come down to this. It is apparently being referred to as the Cinefanatics Civil War. It is myself, the Revenant, versus Doofus over there, the gentleman.
Really? That's the best you got is Doofus?
You know what? You're the one that's like been flapping your gums, instigating everything from the very get-go. I just wanted to play movie trivia, and you're wanting to sit here and say, "Oh, it's all about my brother," and blah, 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 blah. Just whatever. You're the one who went crying to Brad, stole my match, and did this weird thing with your facial hair. Anyways,
Hey, you're 40, right? Act like it.
I am. I'm the one of us that is. And Tori's got a cat.
I think Tori's just trying to sneak away at this point.
I just want the cat in the promo in the future when Nerd Chronic makes a trailer out of this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
there's your transition.
What is this that's apparently popping up? Wait, huh?
Looks like you're getting what you want. The Gentleman versus the Revenants. Cinefanatics Civil War.
It's finally happening.
I think Robert's been the better competitor of the two. I think that's fair to say. You get attention in this league by hitting your 5-pointers.
The Irishman and the Wolf of Wall Street.
That is correct for 5 points. That is correct.
Robert's the stronger player, but the Gentleman is great.
Boondock Saints.
Correct with a massive pull.
I kind of want the Gentleman to beat up on the Big Brother. That I am a gentleman man, and I really hope that Chris takes that match.
I fully agree, actually.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, make sure you go over to twitch.tv/the Schmodown. Make sure you give them a follow. The drama goes down Tuesday, the 19th. Oh yeah. He does.
Typically.
He didn't make this one, but.
And he's not making the one on the 19th either.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Anyways. So
here's the thing. Here's the great thing about that. Shut up. I'm taking over back
ahead.
over again.
Yeah.
After that match on the 19th over on the Twitch channel, we will be doing the behind the scenes breakdown on the 22nd FCL replay. That is, as we said before, going to be public, live for everybody on the Twitch channel. Not on the Twitch channel. What am I saying? On our YouTube channel. The channel you're on currently. At 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern on the 22nd. That's a Friday. It is going to be live for everybody, public, while the stream is happening. Once the stream is over, it's locked back up. If you want to come back and watch it again, you got to jump on at least the $5 tier on the Patreon in order to check it out. So that is a special one-time thing we are doing for everybody, so everybody can come in and hang out with us. But otherwise, we got to drive some traffic to the Patreon, yo. Content creators, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We sell our souls. Patreon. We commit fratricide. Is that what it's called? Brother killing a brother. I think it's fratricide.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Latin? What are you
Something.
speaking? Is your head going to start spinning
Like
around?
homicide. There's fratricide.
She's going to start puking up pea soup, guys.
There's like matricide. I don't know.
The power of Christ compels you.
I think
I read
is
Shakespeare once. I read Shakespeare.
Tori's possessed.
She's going to be floating up above the bed, and like the priest comes into the room. She's just going to take one look at that priest and go,
It's the blue hair. In this situation, I'm the lamb kid. Like, I'm the weird kid who showed up.
Ada!
She's the lamb baby. She's the lamb.
And y'all are fighting and not having a good time.
Which we are going to talk about lamb tonight, guys, and we are going to save spoilers for a specific section. There will be a banner down below when we get into it.
He gets me.
Fratricide?
Fratricide, yes.
Brother v. brother.
Literally ever heard that word before in my entire life.
Every form of personal murder has a special term for it, you know?
It sounds like when a bunch of dudes at the fraternity just start choking on the kegs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like just a fraternity just saying, no more.
Because, you know, fraternity's Latin. You said, are you speaking Latin? It all circles back.
Oh, we got there.
Mm-hmm.
We made it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us.
Devil, frat, Latin.
All right. What do we usually do from here? We would normally move on to a what if recap, but
What if there was a what if this week? There wasn't, but what if there was one? We would be talking about it right here. But since there wasn't one, we won't be talking about that. So what if no longer?
What if there was a 10th episode? There wasn't.
What if there wasn't an episode?
What if there was a 10th episode would be everyone, including the Watcher, going to the bar to grab drinks after that, but Watcher wouldn't order anything because he's not allowed to interfere with the bartender's job.
He just got some shawarma from somewhere.
Yeah, he's a teetotaler.
Do you know what? There's a really good bar episode in a superhero thing. The Watchmen bar episode in the HBO series.
I need to watch that still.
Yeah,
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I need to watch that still. I want to watch it.
It's a treat. You would like it. There's a bar episode. It's not a spoiler, but it's really, really well done.
You spoiled it. There's a bar in there.
There's a bar.
Garth, you missed the surprise Gamora episode today.
That's next season.
Was too busy working on a promo of some sort. So
Or something.
Something like that.
Let's say, what movies did we watch this past week?
Lamba. And then I just played Fallout 4, I'll be honest with you. Whenever I'm like, okay, when I like something and when I like a movie, it's the same way. I'll like keep going back to watch it, and it's like all I think about. I'll like Google about it, YouTube video about it, and then I'll like slowly drift out of it eventually. So right now I'm stuck in a video game and I'll eventually shift out of it. But
I remember
hopefully the movie will get me out of it.
I remember when I was a teenager, we had like my childhood crush, the girl next door. We used to hang out all the time. We would drive around, and whenever she likes a song, she would just play the song over and over and over again.
I do that too. Yeah.
When she got, I think it was TLC's newest album, Fan Mail, she just played like Silly Ho over and over and over again. I was like, good Lord.
That's an amazing story.
So it was a lot of fun. I am
playing the video game now, Garth.
Yeah.
It's happening off screen. If we like start talking, ask questions or something, and Tori just doesn't like tune in immediately, it's because she's playing Fallout 4 while we're live.
Yes, you can find the Cheers bar. There's also a bunch of Massachusetts things in that game. I really should try Fallout 4 streaming because I could just talk about it all day. It's just
careful. We're gonna get Garth on this too because you just mentioned like Boston area,
Boston stuff. Yeah. Yes, I've been to a Cheers bar also. So
yeah, Garth, would you watch me play Fallout 4? I'm waiting for him to respond like he's an actual person.
Everybody sit quietly. He's an actual person.
Everybody wait. Garth.
Garth is an actual person. Yeah, just sit quietly. Garth,
imagine if he's like in his living room and like has people in, or no, he's in the hospital right now.
Mm-hmm.
Garth.
So there's probably a delay with like hospital Wi-Fi.
Oh.
It's kind of like I don't know if it's
the show.
There it is.
I don't know if it's any better or worse than hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I've never been in a hospital for that long, or like long enough where I would use the Wi-Fi. I'd imagine it's pretty bad.
That would be why. Hospital slow Wi-Fi, slow replies.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. I'll say we really haven't seen any new movies. I actually was able to take a break from like banging out movies like every single night this week. So other than Lamb, and technically I watched that Nosferatu, the silent movie, like right before the marquee this past Saturday. So
every time somebody brings that up, I always go back to that SpongeBob episode.
Nosferatu.
Silly Nosferatu.
What's that a reference of in SpongeBob?
They put Nosferatu at the end of an episode, just like ironically. They have like a horror episode with a hash slinging slasher, and it ends up just being a joke. But then like they're like, "Who's flickering the lights? If everything is fine," and then they look over and it's Nosferatu just flicking the lights.
Silly Nosferatu.
Yeah, because it's what's the word? Like he's Dracula and whatever. Like you can use their images for free, whatever it is.
Yeah. Public domain.
Mm-hmm. That phrase. There you go.
Yeah,
we got it.
Anybody in the chat watching along? Have y'all seen anything new? I know Commentating Nerd has been plowing through horror movies. I know we mentioned this last week, and
your lingo tonight is just the craziest. He's banging things out. He's plowing through this. We're family friendly, man. Come
on. It's been a while since.
They just end it there.
Since I've had some donuts. Would like a donut or two.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. How long exactly? No, I don't need to hear that.
86. What's the Titanic time? It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
Mm-hmm. What is it? Actually, smart on question. How many years is it in Titanic? Is it 84?
Yeah, it's 84. When
the movie?
When Old Rose starts, yeah.
Yeah, like how many years does she say?
84.
So it would be what, 1997 minus 1912?
1912, yeah. Which I guess is 85 years, but whatever.
Yeah, give or take some months. Anyway, I watched No Time to Die. I even did a review for it. That's on this channel, guys. You can go check it out if you haven't already. Please do. It was a lot of fun to do it by myself because nobody wanted to be here with me.
Just no time for Bond movies, I'm just saying.
That was dumb.
We'll give the people what they want.
Everybody hated me and didn't
no
go
time
see
to
Bond
buy.
with me. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm literally the only one out of the three of us that actually would have gotten any enjoyment out of it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's never been my guy. Like, I have a respect for the James Bond movies that I don't necessarily... I don't want to say, like, I don't respect, say, like, Tom Cruise. What's that series he's in?
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
I'm less familiar with Mission Impossible as a kid. Like, James Bond, I feel like, is a... Like, the Mission Impossible song is very culturally, pretty much, like, everyone kind of hears it and is like, oh, I know that song. But I feel like James Bond is a bit more... what's the word? Like, universal? Like, culturally... Part of the
no, James Bond is MGM.
Wow.
you were saying
Machine Gun Megan Fox.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's something topical right now. No, you were saying the Mission Impossible theme is real well known, and I was about to start humming it, and I was like, no, wait, you can't do that. Even if you hum the Mission Impossible theme, your YouTube video will get taken down. Thanks.
Really?
Yeah. Real Reject stumbled upon that one day, and that was just crazy. So.
You know what's funny is my brain won't even get to the Mission Impossible theme right now because it's still stuck on the Bond theme. Oh, there's that too.
Yeah.
As a kid, I saw a magic show that they played the Mission Impossible song while like a cat did tricks, and I can get to that song real quick if I just picture the cat. Like it was like going through and ducking and doing spy missions. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just picturing a magician pulls like a cat by the scruff of its neck out of a hat, and the second he pulls the cat up, you hear dun I'm throwing it off like on purpose.
No,
I'm doing it out of tune, but y'all know what I mean.
Oh, you're throwing it out of tune on purpose.
Yes.
Ba.
Okay. Ba. Yeah. Oh, good Lord, Garth. How do you do that? How does one come up with it that quick?
How many Liam? I was gonna say I'm a bad girl is a pretty good one. What's other good?
Duh.
We're really testing the limits of the stream tonight. So
this is what happens if we don't have a what if episode.
Yeah.
What if they didn't have a what if episode? You get this craziness.
I'm fine with a little off rails stuff if that's a different channel. I know. I'm fine with a little bit of. They can't corner the market on that phrase.
That was like so. Good example on that. Did you know there's like some kind of restaurant? I think it's like in Nebraska or in the Dakotas that they copyrighted the phrase Taco Tuesday, and supposedly any other restaurant in America is not allowed to advertise Taco Tuesday. Like they cornered that phrase. That's really weird.
Capitalism. Tuesday Taco Day. Every other restaurant can do that. Stick it to the man.
Taco Thursday.
Right. Taco Thursday. There you go.
I mean, it's right there.
Anyway,
I was just letting you two go on with that one.
In the meantime, Tori's down here
that
like
boat sail by. I was like, oh yeah.
Tacos sound good.
Tori's like, I'm just playing Fallout 4. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm killing ghouls right now.
We are the Addams Brothers, and joining us is Taco Tori.
Okay, if there was a nuclear apocalypse,
I don't know about that one.
Would you live?
Talk apocalypse.
Okay, if there was a talk apocalypse,
Go one more time.
would you be alive?
Say it again.
Which weapon would you use? Would you be a ghoul, a mutant? Would you be a raider? Let's chat.
If there was a nuclear apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of which, though,
I would be dead.
I watched like those infographic YouTube channel videos last night about like what if a nuclear bomb went off, or like
infographic
what if
channel
all the
is
nuclear
awesome.
bombs went off.
Yeah.
And I slept real good.
Yeah.
For that one.
Yeah, I love the infographic show. I love that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Especially you watch the ones where they do the challenges.
No,
where he
I've only seen like the existential ones of like, what if we blew up a nuclear bomb in space? I'm telling you, that's all I watched last night.
They do weird ones like, what if you were to like not fall asleep? Like, what would happen to your body if you stay awake for like 2 weeks straight? What would happen if you don't wipe your butt? Like, they do like off the wall weird. Yeah, I know you give me that look, but that's actually what they do over there on those, and it's hilarious.
They answer the important questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oddly, that last one was a question I don't need answered.
Do you though?
Like a lot of those, I don't think need an answer, but you're like, I want to know this. Actually, that is a good question.
Yeah.
So
I just like the nuclear bomb stuff has always like freaked me out.
Well,
Especially, I was saying in Ben's stream yesterday, there's a nuclear bomb crashed in North Carolina, and it's still just sitting there. Like it didn't go off, but like the bomb is in the swamp of North Carolina.
Well, you're gonna like one of our news topics a little bit later, then.
It's true. Speaking of news topics,
let's get into movie
Good evening. This is what's happening in your world tonight.
We apologize for the interruption.
Back to you.
What?
Hey, professional, why are you trying to talk when the intro is gonna play? Jackass. Anyway,
for that, I'm gonna beat you even harder on the FCL.
Your lingo tonight is just the worst. It really is not good. It's just not great. Guys, let's talk about the box office before he says something else that's going to make me not be able to fall asleep tonight. Anyway, guys, can you guess what movie's number one at the box office this week?
Lamb.
Oh, I
Lamb.
wish. I wish it was number one. No, it's not. It's not Venom.
How is
Who
Venom
knew?
doing? I'm curious.
How is Venom doing?
Pretty sure it's in there.
Yeah, it's in here. It's in here still. Well, first of all, before I get to Venom, No Time to Die opened at number one. Surprise, surprise, surprise. $55 million. That is underperforming. It is actually underperforming a little bit. And I know, like, again, like you still like, okay, well, this is a pandemic. How are we figuring all that? I think look, Venom opened to 90 million last week. So for the last outing for Daniel Craig's Bond, you'd expect it to be a little bit higher than 55. I think the studio even expected it to be higher than that. So it is underperforming a little bit. I don't know if they're going to make their budget back or not. They might, but they're not probably going to see too huge a profit on this movie, which is unfortunate. But again, such is the situation that we've been in for the last going on 2 years. Good Lord. So,
Well, you said there were a lot of dads at your showing, right?
There were a lot of dads at my showing.
I think it's a demographic thing. I think Venom appealed more to like kind of families, because if I had like a teenage kid, I would imagine they'd be like, I want to go see Venom. And I'd be like, okay. And then we would like take our family to go, as long as I didn't have super young kids. It was PG-13 for a reason. But I also think like it's just more friendly. Venom was more friendly to like people want to go on dates or like with friends. I don't know like how many 20-something-year-olds, like, unless they're mini dads, are going to go see James Bond. And that's no diss to James Bond. I just think right now with the pandemic, people are more choosy. And I think if you're a 20-something-year-old college kid and you're picking what movies to go see with your friends, like Halloween Kills would be up there. Venom would be up there. What else is coming out this month? Dune might be up there for that demographic, but I just think with people having to choose, it's like if dad wants to go see it, it's like I don't know if that has as much pull for pandemic movie time.
Yeah. And of course, like Bond's doing well in overseas in Europe and whatnot because UK and Britain and all that.
Yeah.
But Brexit, I don't know. Is it still part of it? I don't know what's going on over there, honestly. The point is that I think the James Bond franchise has a lot of room to make up to your point, which is how do we appeal to younger people to keep this franchise going and going? And maybe you get someone like Henry Golding. I don't know. Well, maybe that's a conversation for another time, though. But yeah,
that I feel like we've actually already had.
Yeah, I do believe we've already had that. But point is, there were a lot of dads. They were rowdy too. They were like, "Woo, yeah, Bond!" And I'm like,
see, like you're not gonna take your hot date in college to that and be like, "Babe, look at all these dads."
Well, not if you have like any anticipation of what y'all might be doing later.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, let's go Bond and chill.
It'd be like taking like your hot date to Ford v Ferrari. I liked Ford v Ferrari. I think film people liked Ford v Ferrari, but I just don't know if it had as much pull for outside of its demographic.
I believe it did. I mean, if I had a hot date take me to Ford versus Ferrari, I mean, that's a good way to get me out of my cargo shorts. I'm just saying, it would work on me. So
take the multi-kit tool out of there.
Oh yeah.
The beer thing opener, the beer opener, the can. What am I doing? Like the beer opener.
Like what's her face from Don't Say a Word when she's talking to Michael Douglas's character and she's doing that. Or I guess to be more relevant would be more like Wanda Maximoff in the Marvel movies, and she does that with her hand.
Fast and Furious, though. Okay, Jeremy, I think Fast and Furious has more reach. I think a lot of people are going because they know it is a family-friendly show. It's Bat. You know what I'm going to say?
Bat Guano crazy?
Yeah, people just go to that and they're like, we're going to have a rowdy time. And a lot of young people go to see it and they don't have to see the other ones. They don't care. I think Bond, there's more pressure to see the other ones too. Like, I think people kind of know you have to kind of have seen the other ones.
Just because at least the Craig ones have that through line story through all of them. So, bunch of rowdy dads at my showing. That was fun. Number 2 is Venom: Let There Be Carnage, guys. That has a 64% drop, so that was about what I expected. A little over half of its box office. It made about another 31.5 million or so this weekend. So that's not doing too well. That's what I thought. It had a big opening, but that thing's not gonna have legs. It's not going to, keep up with all the new movies coming out and whatnot.
Especially since there's a lot this month.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a weirdo math question, Chris?
Yes.
I'd be interested to know, like, if the same top 1 or 2 movies each week are all together, like, the same amount of profit. Like, if last week Venom made, like, what, 80 something?
90.
I'm like, I would wonder what the second top most movie made, and I wonder if that's varying a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, is the pool of money potential staying the same each week and just sharing it amongst movies? Or is it like some movies are really pulling more people out, people that weren't going to see other ones? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question.
Like, is it the same like 80 million that's just getting shared, or 100 million that's getting shared?
But then you also have to take into account what other variables may exist. Say, like this past weekend technically was kind of sort of a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, I mean, most people I think would have Monday off, so they do stuff Sundays.
Is that still do government offices still have that off?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know we're playing the pronoun game with this because I don't want to refer to it as what it used to be called. And I mean, I guess indigenous people's days.
Day. Yeah, and we had off for it, and we're a non-for-profit, so we have federal holidays off.
Okay.
We had off.
So last weekend, the top 3 made about 113 million combined. Again, Venom was 90 million of that.
And how much did this weekend make?
So this weekend Man, even Box Office Motors has Indigenous Peoples Weekend.
Yeah.
Wait, that number just changed on me. What the
So
heck?
I was like, I'm gonna have you in that question.
Okay. It added Monday to it. That's what happened.
So
with
still
Monday,
55.
with Monday, No Time to Die is 62 million, but Venom is 35 and a half.
So it went up by 7 million because of Monday. Everyone had some time to go see the movie.
So it's actually about right. What I say, it was 113 for last weekend. It's about 110 for this weekend. So it's only off, and I'm rounding too, so I'm not counting like the 100,000s or whatnot. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking is that we are just at a limited pool still. Like we're not getting the whole population of moviegoers that we were again like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Before we continue on, I want to make sure one thing's clear, that when you see something like this in the chat, just keep in mind that is Tori. That is not the two of us trying to Google rowdy dads. I have no interest in rowdy dads. I may be a rowdy dad myself, and I just don't know it.
He's trying to throw me under the bus right now. That is him. Also, I Googled it, and it's completely tame.
Well, you got to turn off the safe search.
Gosh. Oh my God. Okay, so just run through the rest of this real quick. Number 3 is
Thanks, Garth. At least someone's watching the show.
Wait, what did you say?
I was like, after that 7 million, it looks like some people had some time to go watch the movie instead of No Time to Die. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore if I explain.
Okay, so number 3 is the Addams Family 2. Number 4 is that's what I thought. Okay, number 4 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So that's still hanging in there.
I've never heard of that one.
You ever heard that one?
It's a flop.
No.
It's just a really bad flop.
Oh, yeah. Is it an American movie?
I believe so.
Actually, yes, it is.
No, because if it was an American movie, they'd probably put like Emma Stone or Scarlett Johansson as the lead person in that.
So number 5 is the Many Saints of Newark. Yes, you want to make fun of me for saying Newark this week?
No, you did pretty good with that one.
Newark.
Do you want to hear my dumb white guy impression, which is not at y'all? This is at people who hate on Shang-Chi. You want to hear it?
I have you on remove stream ready, so go for it.
Shang-Chi. I never heard of Shang-Chi. What's his name? I can't even say his name. You want me to go see a movie? I can't even pronounce the name.
That would have been good if
why would I go see that?
That would be good if you actually did just call him Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, bro. You heard of Shang-Chi?
Okay, you can stay. I like that.
That's what I always say whenever like someone says something stupid to me. I'm like,
bro. Hey, bro.
Bro, what tattoo is that? Did it hurt?
Hey, man. Which one of those hurt the worst?
It's coming soon, nerd.
I'll do it in my dumb white guy voice.
The Lamb review.
So I saw Lamb. It was a movie about a lamb.
The cinematography was really good, bro.
The movie was kind of bad. Cinematography was kind of good.
Bro, I'm telling you. Bro.
Like, bro.
Have you seen Fight Club, bro? It was like that.
Like, the cinematography was kind of good, man.
It was the Fight Club of cinematography.
Bro. I swear when that lamb kid showed up, bro.
Okay. So number 6 is Free Guy. Number 7 is Dear Evan Hansen, and unfortunately, opening at number 8, it should have been much higher. Is really? Lamb.
Aww.
Lamb.
It made only a little over $1 million in its opening weekend, but hopefully it gets good word of mouth and makes another $1 million this next weekend. Because
how much did it cost to make? Do we know?
That's my question: is what is the budget of Lamb? Because it doesn't probably have to make that much in order to be a giant success.
There were some good special effects in that, so I mean, it probably cost a little bit of money. Plus, they also filmed like out in the middle of nowhere.
So I need you to know I googled Lamb how cost to make. Because
Ooh, that was a long thing to Google.
And it searched how much does a sheep cost. And it tells me it's about $200 to $250.
Tori, Lamb movie budget. It's 3 words.
Lamb, how cost to make?
Lamb, how cost to make?
Okay, 19 million. That's a lot.
Ooh.
Oh no, sorry, that's Silence of the Lambs.
Wait, the budget for Silence of the Lambs was 19 million?
Yeah, well, Silence of the Lambs came out in 91, so.
Sorry, Lamb is a hard movie to search for because it's just a noun.
One word, and it's such a general word like lamb. Yeah, could you imagine like how they had to market that movie? It. Yeah, like that.
So you have to put movie on there.
I want to look up it.
I'm looking for the budget, box office.
Lamb movie budget.
I don't see it. I'm on the Wikipedia because I trust those people.
I actually expected it would be less than 19 million. I would probably peg it around the. Oh, damn it! Now I'm saying peg. Dang it. 12 to 15 at most. I don't know what Numi's budget is now that she's kind of rising. I think she's rising star, right?
Yeah, but this is also one of those that this was like a passion project that she was working on as well. So it's one of those that I feel like that typically the actors may take a pay cut for that. If she was going into like a big budget movie, her pay would probably be a bit higher, but
yeah.
She has a moment in this movie that I think when I was thinking back about this movie, it really hits me.
Yeah. Anyway, number 9's Candyman. Yeah, number 9 is
it's still there.
Candyman.
Well, number 10 is going to be Black Widow or Jungle Cruise.
I'm looking at the full 4-day weekend.
4-4 Ford versus Ferrari.
And somehow, some way, I was joking about this off camera, but actually for the full 4-day weekend, Paw Patrol actually is at number 10.
Yes! Way to hang in there, Paw Patrol. Good job, Paw Patrol.
It came back. It rose back up the ranks and jumped back into the top 10.
Yo, bro, Paw Patrol, I'm telling you.
Cinematography of Paw Patrol.
Bro, the editing. I never seen anything like it, bro.
Guys, the way they patrolled with their paws was just...
Bro, his representation of a cop.
As a dog.
As a dog cop.
They had Dalmatians and Labradors and Rottweilers. Oh, it was so diverse, man. Okay. That's your box office.
I did like the Chihuahua like running the taco truck though. I thought that was kind of stereotype.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Moving away from that.
Did you say woof?
I said yeah.
I should have said woof.
No, him.
Oh.
He said like woof.
So I changed this to purple lighting and I kind of like it.
It's just a whole lot of purple.
A lot of blue.
Yeah.
Anyway. So those are your box office numbers. Let's get into some of this news. What do we got here first?
Well, first bit of news is we got our first glimpse of Timothy Chalamet as Willy Wonka. This picture was released this week to everyone's shock and amazement. They really weren't shocked and amazed, especially if you think way back on episode number 58 of the Tagline. The thumbnail looked kind of like this. I feel like I called this when I created this thumbnail, and I should probably be getting some kind of a royalty like design fee credit for this, because I mean this looks pretty good.
Kind of missing, like he's wearing a scarf here.
It looks really good.
It looks great. You did a fantastic job. I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
You're the best little brother ever.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I think that image looks good. I think he actually looks pretty good as Willy Wonka there. Now, here's my question. No, you don't think so?
I think this is the most ridiculous looking image I've seen in my entire life. He looks like he's like a weirdo dad trying to pick up like you at like the college party. Like he's walking into the Halloween college party and he's like, oh, like I'm cool here. But like he's 29 and he's at the graduate party. Like he just looks like a baby to me. And so there's nothing like mysterious about him. He just looks like a skater boy who, is showing up to the college party. He dropped out. He dropped out. He's loitering around the college town picking up undergrads.
Just the most oddly specific scenario.
He just looks strange in that full outfit.
Are you pulling from personal experience for this?
He does look like a guy I knew in college that I had a thing with, which may be biased.
There it is.
But then he's just like a little boy, and I'm like, what are you doing in that hat?
We want to see. We want to see his Willy Wonka go play around in the mud.
I do have an aversion to Timothée Chalamet. I will say that. I don't get him. I don't get it. He's fine. I'll give him a chance in Dune. But this, to me, he looks nothing like... Willy Wonka, to me, wasn't attractive or, like, boyish. He's almost like Gandalf vibes to me. He's, like, this weird old man who's, like, very reserved. I guess Gandalf isn't weird. He's more... Whatever. He's like he's a reserved, weird old man who sits in a tower with Oompa Loompas.
So, quick question: Do you think do you think his Willy Wonka would have gone to see No Time to Die with all the other dads opening weekend? Would he be a Roddy Wonka dad?
Chalamet's would. Gene Wilder's would not. Gene Wilder is like an intelligent, weird, pained old man who's something happened to him, and he's freaked. He's a freak.
I think it might be too early to determine whether Timothée Chalamet would go see No Time to Die or not. I need to see a trailer.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with this is we see the picture of him in the costume, but the thing with Wonka that really always made Willy Wonka in the movies was the personality. Gene Wilder, like as a fan of the book when I was a kid, I think Gene Wilder did a very good job of nailing the quirkiness, the off the wall, the unpredictability, eccentric of Willy Wonka's character. Johnny Depp was just way too weird. I liked the Johnny Depp movie just because I feel like it was a little closer to the book than the original Gene Wilder version. But his take on Wonka was just strange.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how this was going to go.
This reminds me of the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka look. Like it's very colored. It's like, again, when I watched Willy Wonka as a kid. Whatever. Is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? The
Charlie
original?
Chocolate Factory was the name of the book and the Johnny Depp movie.
Okay, so Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was the Gene Wilder version.
He doesn't give this, like, he's quirky and eccentric, but he's also pained. Like when you see him do the role, it's not like he's like Beetlejuice and he's like hopping out. It's like something's going on and he's weird and you want to get to know more. Like you're entranced by him, but you can tell like he's not giggly and he's not gonna like have a fun time with you. So when he has that anger moment, when he's screaming at Charlie, like you believe it. You're like, yeah, like this is kind of who he really is.
Sir.
Yeah, like that's who he really is. And I don't believe Timothée Chalamet gives me that haunted aura.
Yeah.
You know the origin of that role, the role that Gene Wilder does in that movie. So originally in the script, he was not supposed to do that tuck-in role when he greets everyone at the gate. Gene Wilder did it, like ad-libbed it on set just because he wanted to do something unpredictable, therefore adding to the mystique of the character that you don't know what he's going to do or what he's going to do next type of thing. So it kind of just help build the character and his personality.
That's my
even though he plays it like pretty completely straight, you don't know what's real and what's not.
That's what that scene. Sorry, I'll let you talk. I'm just like Willy Wonka. When he takes you on that boat ride, and it's like the top 10 horror scenes of all time. He's like a chicken getting its head cut off. You believe it because he's not like Tim Burton-y or like weird. You're like, this is a weird old man, and we're on a boat with him. Where are we? We're in his weird castle, and kids are dying. Like we don't know what's happening. It's terrifying. Timothée Chalamet just looks like a pretty little boy.
Yeah, that's kind of my only issue with this is that I need to see Timothée Chalamet get away from the sad little emo boy look, because otherwise I'm thinking this is a sad little emo Wonka, which I like the costume. I like It does remind me a little bit of the Tim Burton. It's kind of got some of the muted colors that Tim Burton would have. But I want to see a trailer. I want to see a trailer before I like fully form an opinion. Obviously, you can't really form a huge opinion off of just one photo. But my question that I have is, I heard rumor, and I don't know if it's true or not, that this movie is going to be about how he acquires the Oompa Loompas. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, because they hint at that in the other ones. I think that is what this is.
They actually talked about it in the Johnny Depp version. They didn't they mentioned it in the Gene Wilder one, but the Johnny Depp one, they actually went and filmed like an entire flashback of him like getting the Oompa Loompas, agreeing with like the Oompa Loompa king for them to come live in his chocolate factory away from the snaggletooth, whatever they call them.
It's definitely a bit colonizer-y. So it's a white dude coming to get these different looking people back to his factory from the nature they were in.
It's Indigenous Peoples Day. Yay!
I'm going to bring salvation to these little orange freaks.
Through industrialization, they will work in my factory.
Well, so the Johnny Depp one, they weren't orange. They were all just deep Roy. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they were orange in the original, though. So here's the thing. This movie does look like it's going to actually play more serious and take itself a little more seriously than the Tim Burton or the original did. Mm-hmm. So that's what has me curious about this, is I think this one's going to be a more of a serious take and not kind of a loopy, wild take, which, again, that's one of the things I liked about the Gene Wilder version was the crazy loopy stuff. You didn't know what was going on. That rain is coming down.
Yeah,
right now.
That's what I just looked at the radar. Yeah, it's hitting us pretty hard right now. So yeah.
Would you be okay if they made Willy Wonka a villainous sort of character?
That's what I feel like they were kind of doing with there's a thunder with the Tim Burton Johnny Depp one, because like the little kids would try to introduce themselves to Wonka like, "Hi, I'm Violet Beauregard. I like gum." He's like, "I don't care." Mm-hmm. Like he was kind of like a blasé antagonist type character.
He's profiting off of kids at the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
Tim, can you please not use that language in our chat?
Snozwanglers, wang doodles, and vermicious canids.
Especially not wang doodles.
Hey, vermicious canids, I believe, is a racial term now. We should not be using that. Only a vermicious canid can say vermicious canid.
Yes. By the way, so we have rain and thunder coming down right now. The last time this happened while we were streaming was with Vanny Mancuso during one of our Schmodown replays, and he took over the show excellently. So, Tori, if anything happens to our power, you got this?
Yeah. Also, I'm in the same city though, but I don't have rain. It's not raining yet.
Yeah, but you're on the you're not where we're at. So
yeah,
you're in the north.
Also, I expect if she ends up taking over the show by herself, I expect all of our viewers to be keeping track of the Tory cussing tally for the Cinefanatics.
I'd be a responsible leader for this ship.
Wait, what word?
I said for this ship.
Oh, okay.
I'm a captain.
I was about to put another hash mark on that.
No, I'm a captain. On the boat in the Willy Wonka cast, like that's me. Like we're gonna go down that boat if something goes wrong.
Yeah. Oh, guys, this ship is all over the place.
Some crazy ship right here.
There's some crazy ship right here. Next up, we have some other casting stuff going on here.
Yeah, we got Will Poulter. Apparently, I don't know if this actually has been officially confirmed. It just looks like it's. Oh, it is officially confirmed. Nice.
Yes, I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
So James Gunn got on Twitter, retweeted the rumor has it, and he's like, guys, I usually shoot down this stuff all the time when it's not real. So, welcome to the cast, Will Poulter. We'll see you when we start filming. So yes, James Gunn confirmed it. He is officially playing Adam Warlock.
So I don't know if anyone, and I didn't set this up right, I guess, but if anyone's familiar with Will Poulter, I know he was the nerdy little kid in We're the Millers. He was in Midsommar. Who was he in Midsommar? I can't remember his character's name, but he was the one that was like caught peeing on the ancestral tree that everyone got all upset about.
That's the same number.
Yeah, he was in Maze Runner. I think he was in Detroit. He's a really good actor at playing a huge range. He's either like this dumb, like little nerdy kid, or he's like this incredibly weird psychopath type of human being. So when I saw that this is where he was going to be casted as Adam Warlock, I was like, it's going to be a little weird. And then I decided to play around with like my photo image editing Photoshop like thing and came up with this. This is about as close as I could get Will Poulter to looking like Adam Warlock. I think this might work. This is not a bad look for him.
Do you have an image of Adam Warlock we can compare it to?
No, I don't.
Nice.
But what we can do is that's what I said. I should have had this.
Search that.
Yeah, I probably should have had this like already like preset, ready to go.
You live and learn,
and then you get loves.
Wow.
I was gonna say he has a very defined like facial structure. I feel like he's very young looking still. I think he's older, but he can still play like a high school or a college kid. In Midsommar, I think they're supposed to be in their late 20s, but he's still very like boyish and young. And instead of Timothée Chalamet, I do think his definition, like with the mask, like you just had, how you photoshopped him, I think it looks good because he does have those defined deep eyes. Yeah. Like he's not really attractive conventionally speaking, but he's very like his face is very distinguishable. Like you can recognize him in a cast, even if you don't know his name. If you saw his face, you'd be like, "Yeah, I've seen him in something."
So this is kind of what I was used to Adam Warlock looking when I was a kid. He's kind of changed his appearance in modern comics, but this is like the general normal look for him.
Yeah. So. He's got some like very like Will Poulter, and I agree completely with you, Tori. He's got some very like unique facial features. His like eyebrows, his cheekbones, jaw, everything is like very angular in a way.
He's very pointy.
I think that's going to actually play well into the design of Adam Warlock. So as soon as they announced him, I was like, I can see that. Yeah, I can see him playing that role. The thing is that he's going to bulk up for it. He's gonna work out. So that's gonna change and define like physical features as well. His hair will probably grow out. You know, he's probably they might do the gold skin like they did with the rest of the
the gold skin people.
The gold skin people from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
His mouth, like in this photo, the mouth like almost kind of matches, like the same kind of mouth, jawline, chin.
We're deep analyzing here now.
Yeah, well,
he looks kind of like a Who from Whoville, but I don't mean that as a diss. There are just people in this world who look. They have very interesting shaped snouts. And he's one of them.
Yes, he is.
I had a professor who looked like the Grinch, and I don't know what to tell you. It's just how you are.
Can I get you to say all of that again as your hey, bro?
Bro, like he kind of just looks like a Who from Whoville. Like he just has that schnout. Like
that schnout.
Just this area, bro. This area.
I love the cinematography of Will Poulter.
The cinematography of Will Poulter.
He kind of does. I'm just saying.
That sounds like one of those books that they would get you to read in high school, like with was it Oliver Twist? Oliver Twist, To Kill a Mockingbird, the cinematography of Will Poulter.
Can that be David Copperfield? Can that be our first T-shirt? Cinefanatics. I love the cinematography of Will Poulter.
That should be our first T-shirt right there.
We will sell
the Sovereign. That's it.
Sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was like some kind of crazy.
What 2015 movie is Will Poulter in? Is it The Maze Runner?
Garth, you got to Streamlab the movie trivia questions in. Maybe. I'm not. Anyway, moving on. So
letting you sail on that boat. I'm just
hanging out here, just rowing by myself. Don't worry
I'm
about
just
it.
swimming.
Just swimming.
I think Nerd's wanting us to hurry up and get to the review of Lamb.
I'm ready to. I'll be honest.
Well, we still got a couple more things to go through.
Yep. Sounded like Mama Sheep trying to get at her kid. So yeah, cast as Adam Warlock. That's cool. Next thing, have you guys been seeing this test footage that Jamie Costa released of him as Robin Williams in like a theoretical Robin Williams biopic?
I saw an image of it.
It is so good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those situations where I'm hoping it pushes for a movie to actually be made, in that we know that Ryan Reynolds released the Deadpool test footage, right? I'm just assuming it's Ryan Reynolds at this point. It should be known that it's Ryan Reynolds who did it. That Deadpool test footage got released, and it led the studio to making Deadpool because there was such great fan reaction to that test footage. This is that situation. This thing got released yesterday. It was made like years ago. Jamie Costa only let a certain amount of people see it, but it got released public wide yesterday. And that thing's already hitting 2 million views on YouTube since yesterday.
So where's it at right now? 2.4 million views.
Yeah. That's crazy in one day. Especially because like Jamie Costa, that's on his YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
He doesn't have that many subscribers. He's not pulling in 1 million subscribers or anything yet.
He does now. He's probably going to get that.
Maybe YouTube doesn't work quite the same as like an Instagram or something. But the point is, this is gaining like huge traction and attention from various like news outlets, and it's astounding. Jamie Costa is not just simply doing an impression. I know, like I'm kind of quoting Christian Harloff here because he did a reaction to it, but he's not like just doing an impression of Robin Williams. He is essentially Robin Williams reincarnate.
I would say anyone familiar with Movie Trivia Schmodown, Collider, Schmodown Entertainment Network, they've had connections with Jamie. Jamie Costa's been on a lot of their stuff before, just doing a lot of fun stuff with them. But we've already seen Jamie Costa doing a Robin Williams impression, and we knew that he is phenomenal at it. And it was like one of those, if they ever make a Robin Williams movie, they've got to get Jamie Costa to do it. I really hope they do, because this like little video almost had me in tears. It was so good.
Yeah, I do think, I'm not sure how the Robin Williams' family, or if he ever talked about, since not to say he had control over his will, but like most people who do commit suicide usually will make a will and will put in there, especially if you're an actor, like what do you want and do not want to happen with your legacy. I don't know if there's anything that they've specified where they don't want something like this to happen. If that is the case, I don't want it to happen. If they don't mind, I think that is very important to me because of how he passed. I think everyone deserves the right to be able to say like, hey, like once I'm dead, like don't put me in anything new, don't do any documentaries, whatever. But especially when it's something like how he passed and how sensitive it is, I do think there's a story to be told about it, especially because he was essentially like America's dad. Like I've never met a person who, you know, hates him or doesn't laugh at one of his movies or something. He's very much like a Tom Hanks figure where he's very beloved by a lot of people, and people grew up with him. I know he meant a lot to me as someone who didn't really have a dad. Like there were certain actors that just stuck out as father figures for me, and Robin Williams was definitely one of them. So I'd love to hear that story. I think it's an important story of how someone could be so beloved and still so alone, and still feel that loneliness and how real it could be. But I also think it's important to respect the family's wishes and his wishes, just especially because of the situation and the context it's in.
Yeah, I think Zelda's Robin Williams' daughter Zelda has like all the rights to say yay or nay on that. Which is another thing that's been happening lately. And I think Zelda addressed this on her Twitter. Was it earlier today or was it yesterday? She was like, guys, please stop tagging me in this. I've seen the video. Please stop sharing it with me.
And like, could you imagine?
I appreciate it, but stop showing me videos of someone impersonating my dad during a tender moment in his life. I get it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm worried about. Like, I wouldn't want it to be made if it's going to hurt his family.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I can't imagine how hard it would be to see your dad being portrayed by someone so well, and how hard that would be. And I would hope the family would be involved in a project if it were to happen, to inform them and like his more tender moments. But yeah, I do want to say, like, I think he did a really good impression, but I think moving forward, it's important that they get permission. I think a lot of people wouldn't want to see it if the family vehemently said they didn't want it to happen and they pushed anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's usually the path for in most situations like this. If an actor or somebody passes away that they're doing a biopic of, you usually always ask the family first. So I think that'd be the same situation. From what I gather, I know we talked about a little bit about like Zelda's response. She wasn't happy that people have been sending this to her, but she also did state that Jamie Costa is super talented. And I think what it is that his impression or his, reincarnation of Robin Williams is so true to him that it just weirds her out. Which I get, but yeah, I don't know. If the family doesn't approve of it, obviously, that's it. That's period, done. But if they do, I absolutely want to see this movie because I think Jamie Costa just is fantastic. So anyway, let's see.
We will move on to next.
Let's get through this one real quick because we do want to get to that lame review. So Cillian Murphy was casted as Oppenheimer. Was that J. Robert Oppenheimer?
J. Robert Oppenheimer, yep.
Yeah. And Christopher Nolan's next movie, which is coming out in 2023 from Universal. This is the individual who I believe invented the atom bomb, correct?
The father of the atom bomb, yes.
The father of the atom bomb. Interesting. So first of all, let's talk about this cast. Spot on. Cillian Murphy looks exactly like the guy.
Especially when you do like some makeup. I believe this is going to be one of that where like Cillian Murphy's probably going to do something with his face to look even more. Like all the images that we see, especially the one famous like video image of J. Robert Oppenheimer doing his like "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds" speech. Yeah. He does look kind of like gaunt in it, like getting a little thin. So I believe Cillian Murphy's probably going to do something like that with it. Cillian Murphy's a fantastic actor. I wouldn't doubt anything less than that from him. So
yeah. Yep. So this is interesting because on top of that, this is Universal also agreeing to Nolan's list of demands, essentially, that we covered before, one of which was the 100-day release window. And what I love about this, I actually read about this. I don't know if you guys saw it too, but the producers over at Universal were saying like, hey, they're essentially like, I'll paraphrase. We know that Christopher Nolan's movies make money. They did well over at WB. He's the only one that's ever going to get this kind of treatment. Don't expect this kind of treatment, you other filmmakers out there. And I thought that was kind of a really interesting way to go about this, especially with everything that's been going on with the studios and all that. It's just hey, this guy, he gets special treatment. The rest of y'all, sorry about you.
I wonder how other filmmakers feel about Nolan at this point. Like, to me, if I was in the business and some guy was like, I need 87 shots of whiskey and a basketball court in my hotel room and 100 hours of film. My movie can be 100 hours. I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, I would find it hard to, like, I'm sure he has friends in the business, but like, I do think it's just a weird move because now that they've said that, like, don't expect this treatment for everyone. It really does put him on this like pedestal. And like, I just don't see that landing well with other film people. Like, what do you think you're special? Like you can't make a movie without all of these stipulations. Like,
right.
Sir?
What do you think you're Christopher Nolan or something?
What do you think you're Christopher Nolan? And his last movie just didn't do that well. I mean, to be honest, I mean, he is an amazing director. He's a legend. Even if he makes 10 more terrible movies, he still has a legacy. Like it's kind of, he's not able to be erased at this point. But I do think it's just strange. Like, I don't think he's the best director running right now. I think he could be argued for being the best director, but I think Wes Anderson and like whatever Scorsese, like you could argue there's all of these other directors that could be fighting for those same stipulations and would get them, but they're not. And so I do just find it strange. Like, I wonder how that lands in terms of other filmmakers.
Or is this going to create a whole new precedence? Like, we know there's some, like Steven Spielberg, Scorsese. I believe they could probably get almost anything they asked for, even though they've made some dud movies. I believe that if they turned around and said, if they did the go-to one writer that everyone says that Hollywood agents do, like, I want M&Ms, but I want you to pick out all the red ones. Like, they could actually, Spielberg and Scorsese could ask for that, and it would actually get done. I almost think that Christopher Nolan is probably about to hit that peak as well. Christopher Nolan's done a lot of like high critically acclaimed movies. His movies have brought a lot of money into the box office. Yeah, it's just the downside is it's all in reaction to the pandemic. So,
that's.
Yeah. I like his atomic bomb stuff though. I mean, I'm playing Fallout 4.
Playing Fallout 4. So you're gonna enjoy this story. You're gonna probably enjoy this movie too if it came out like right while you're still playing Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm all about it.
What if they got like a sponsorship on it?
Right.
Oppenheimer, the movie directed by Christopher Nolan, sponsored by Fallout 4.
Basically, I mean, I do think the best way of like portraying any kind of nuclear story or nuclear bomb story, atom bomb, whatever, is just visual. Like film, I think is very powerful for this topic. So,
yeah,
any more nuclear movies, I will take.
Yeah. So, unless we have anything else to add, I think that wraps up that one. I feel pretty good about. We feel good about the Christopher Nolan talk for right now.
Yeah, until the next episode. Like, I feel like we end up like talking about Christopher Nolan about as much as we end up talking about Marvel movie projects on this, in which we didn't talk about. Oh yeah, we did talk about Marvel. Never mind. Another tagline, another Marvel story to talk about.
Marvel dominates the world right now. I will say this: we did get a Streamlabs in from Garth. He said, "Hey Chris, pay for your Patreon every month. Donate to your Twitch channel. Also mod your Twitch channel here on YouTube. You should get a free question every now and then. Here's $1. Choke on it."
Thank you, Garth. He does bring up a good point, though. But
and I think Chris has died.
Ask your questions, Garth.
Hey, Garth, you could have done that like after I beat him in the FCL, because it's kind of hard to beat him if he's choking to death. Oh, there he is. Oh, good. I get to play him in the FCL still.
I'm sorry, Garth. Now, questions that you want to send in are if you're on the $50 or $100 tier on Patreon. So go for it, man.
Whoa. I've spent a lot of money sending in animal videos into Ben Goddard, so if I can pay for fraud.
Choke on your aspirations, Chris.
Is there a lamb joke in there? Wait. LMAO? equals lamb. Oh, yeah, I put the plus sign. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'm waiting for this one.
I feel like the ghost is someone different.
I mean, that'll make for a good FCL match, right? Ghost versus the ghost.
I think a ghost character would be very fun. I'm just saying. It could be me. I'm just saying. I'm not good at trivia, but I'm just saying.
Well, there is a ghost character. In fact, he will be joining us this Saturday for the marquee as we rank the Saw movies. Come join us with special guest Andres the Ghost Gallego. I think I still did it right. So, anyways, moving on.
Does he actually play a ghost, though?
That's his nickname in the FCL is the Ghost.
But, like, does he show up in a white sheet?
No, because you don't do that on the internet nowadays.
Oh, God. Some people do.
Well.
Okay, lamb.
Lamb equals Lamau.
Lamau, the sequel to Lamb.
The sequel to Nope.
So here's how we want to set it. Before we actually dive into the Slam review, here's one thing. We do want to talk about some spoilers. We're not going to do it yet, but we do have a really nice handy dandy little ticker that's gonna run across here at the bottom. So when you see that, we'll give you a warning, but when you see that, if you don't want to know spoilers, just mute real quick, and we're going to quickly talk about some, and then we'll continue. If you have no interest in seeing Lamb because it just looks like a bonkers-ass movie, then feel free to continue listening to us, and you're going to find out that he just say ticker. Yes, I said ticker.
Like saying clicker for the remote.
Yeah. So those are called tickers. So yeah, if you want to hear, feel free to leave us unmuted. If you don't want to hear it, mute. And we'll take that ticker off when we're done talking about spoilers. Anyways, on to the non-spoiler portion of this. This was a good movie, y'all. I liked it.
Oh my God. It's so dumb. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, that was okay.
I feel like I don't get it.
I will say it's one of those movies, the tone of it is very melancholic from the get-go. Like, you hop in, the tone is very precise, it's very well directed, the cinematography is gorgeous. It's extremely
cinematography's gorgeous, bro.
The cinematography's gorgeous, bro. It's gray. Like, the Iceland scene is very, I feel like, important. If I'm not mistaken, I almost like lost myself in it, but it's entirely in Icelandic or whatever the language is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't even like pick up, like, once you're in it, I feel like it flowed very well. I think they speak English at some point, so maybe I just made that up.
There is a, well, without spoilers or anything, there's a music video that plays at one point that I believe is in English.
Okay.
Or at least part of it plays in English.
Oh.
Yeah, it's either way, like, it's the scenery is like gorgeous. I think I'm bad with names, but the main woman, what's her name?
Maria. Or the actress is Noomi Rapace.
Her performance, I thought, was what stole this movie. Like,
yeah,
we can get to the CGI lamb kid in a second, which did make me laugh. But even then, like, I thought it was as best looking as they could get it. But her performance to me is really what sells this movie. Like, there's certain moments, like, it's not a spoiler at all, but there's a moment where she's doing something and she kind of turns around and snaps really quickly and like makes this like guttural, like, go away sound.
Yeah.
And when she does that, it just like she emits all of this like character's pain, and you just feel it. You're like, you're at your lowest, and she really sells that. The father is great. The husband, father, man, what do you want to call him?
Ingvar.
Yeah, he's great too. He's just definitely more of like a supporting role in this. It's really her story. At least in my view. I love that it gives you details of what's going on, but it lets you pull together like kind of a puzzle to what's really going on. Yeah, but it's one of those movies I don't think I would see again.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this one again.
Really? It's just very dreary for me, and I love dark movies, but it's very melancholic, and I will say, like, because of certain subjects it touches on as a woman, it's not really it's like a kid.
Yeah.
It's just it's very well done. So you go into it and you're like, okay, I believe that this is happening. And that's what's important is like there's no point in this movie where I was like, they wouldn't be doing this. Like they wouldn't be interacting with this lamb kid. They sell you on it. And so if you believe that they're willing to raise a lamb kid, they've got to be pretty sad. So I will say, like, for me, it's just not something I would visit again, but I do think her performance in and of itself is worth watching this.
I did want to say, like, another thing that a lot of people I've seen on the internet are like, I don't want to watch this movie. This movie's going to be way too disturbing for me. This movie's not disturbing.
No.
And again, not being spoilery with this, but I will kind of like unveil some of their marketing a bit. They sold it in their marketing as like this whole new level of horror. This is not a horror movie.
No.
I would not consider this I would actually, there's at least, this movie's broken up into 3 chapters, and I would say at least like chapter 2 is I feel like it's more of a comedy in some cases, and I'll talk about why in the spoiler part of it. But like, I know the people in my theater when I went to go see it were all laughing. I'm pretty sure they were all laughing at like chapter 2 portion of it with y'all when y'all went to go see it. But yeah, it's not disturbing. It's very little blood, I would say, actually. I feel like this is a movie that it's fairly easy to watch. You go into this thinking it's an A24 movie, that it's going to be like one of those you really have to sit down and think and try to figure out what they're trying to figuratively say. There's really not too much that they're figuratively trying to say. A lot of it is just right there, but it does take a minute or 20 for this movie to get started into the ideas of what it's doing. I mean, it's still like 15, 20 minutes before a person talks. For the first 15, 20 minutes, you're just looking at these people doing their daily farm routines and all of these farm animals.
And that's what, like, you bring up a really good point, because I loved how in the beginning you feel like you walked into the after scene of like an argument or some sort of trauma. Like, and I find that so interesting. They don't really show you, like, you feel like you missed things, but not in a way where you're confused. It's like you feel like you're at like a marriage story, but like after they argued, if they were just like in a room together, and you're like, are we
after
good?
The holes in the wall?
Yeah, like, you're like, are we good? Like, are y'all okay? Like, what's going on? And I find that really interesting to like start a story there. And to have us still be hooked on like who they are as people and caring about them. Because it does feel like you're in the aftermath of something. Yeah, I thought it was super interesting.
That's a really good thing, is like, I like it when people find new, unique ways of telling a story. Starting a story pretty much what feels like in the middle of a story that's already existing. And then to later on, you pepper in bits and pieces that kind of reveal or show, oh, okay, that's why they've been this way. That's why they look like they've felt this way. Again, we get into a little bit in the spoilers, but it's a really interesting way to approach that, especially when the setting of this movie where it takes place. It is in that it's a very secluded, very small little area of Iceland. We're not venturing too far from their house at any point in this story. So it's a very personal or a very intimate kind of story, essentially. And there's just so many aspects that I actually really enjoyed in it, and I was not expecting to. I was very nervous. Like, this movie completely caught me off guard. One, everybody knows I'm not the horror movie person here. I do not like, over the top, super graphic violence and stuff. And I was expecting there to be something involving in this movie that was going to be something like that. Not at all. There's nothing graphic at all in this movie. Nothing to expect on that end. So this was definitely a movie that I easily could enjoy, sit down and watch, and
or you did enjoy,
or I did enjoy.
Yeah. You say it like you haven't seen it.
It's true. But so that being said, like, I mean, that kind of just jumps on that same train of thought. It's not a horror movie. So I wasn't expecting, I was like, okay, fine. You know, even if there's not like really bad horror elements in this, it's still going to be a really weird movie. And I'm probably going to walk out of it going, I didn't like that. That was too weird for me. It is weird, but it's a good weird. And it's a very palatable weird, I should say.
Yeah.
So I actually, this is one of those situations that I really love about going to movies every now and then, is when you go into something expecting like, I'm probably not going to like this. And then you walk out going, I freaking loved that. That was a time. I had, you know, like Tori was saying, it's melancholic, it's dark, but I oddly still had fun with it. In a weird way.
I do think it's self-aware with certain scenes.
especially since it's Icelandic and in subtitles. I think those subtitles accentuate certain parts of this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about too. Yeah. That one line.
Yeah. The other thing I will say before we get into spoilers on this is a movie I personally I would recommend. If you haven't seen the trailer, do not watch the trailer. The stuff that we've said so far is probably about as much as you really need to know before going into this. Don't watch the trailer, and if you can, go with like a group of friends. If you got friends that would be possibly maybe somewhat interested in seeing this, go with them, because I feel like having a group with you would make it a lot better. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun to see it with somebody and to like, okay, what's each other's reactions? What are the reactions other people are having? Or to sit in a theater full of people who are reacting to is really fun.
Yeah. So let's dive into a couple of spoilers real quick. I want to try to keep this like as quickly rapid fire, just things that you liked and things that you felt really added to the story, because I don't want people to be muting us for too long, because I want y'all to stay and continue watching us, because we still got stuff to talk about after this. So let's do that for maybe just a couple of minutes real quick to run through it. So we're gonna go ahead, and if you don't want to hear it, go ahead and mute us real quick. And there is the ticker. Yeah.
The ticker.
Anyways, right off the bat, what I thought was funny is, like I was saying, you don't watch the trailer, but in the trailer they do show that
they give away everything.
Yeah, they give away everything, and it's funny because I didn't realize that. No. I didn't realize when they show the trailer and you see like this little kid holding hands. We find out it's the brother, but when we see like this little lamb kid thing holding hands with the father, we're thinking it's like some kind of subconscious thing or whatever, not knowing that it actually was this lamb kid hybrid thing that is bonkers. Like they all act like that this is completely normal except for the brother, and it makes the brother's character amazing. Going back to the highlighting the fact that the subtitles and stuff, where he's like, what was that? And the father's like, happiness.
Yeah. The scene where the thing is eating spaghetti. Lost my mind.
Yeah. And everyone in the theater is cracking up just because of how absurd it is.
Yeah. I will say, in terms of spoilers, things that I felt added to it, that's a spoiler. What I was saying before about putting together like what happened before. What do you think?
Shredded wheat. Yep, exactly. Yep.
He's
doing a thing. He's doing a thing. It's for everybody who's muted and has no idea what's going on.
When you see like you're putting together, like you feel like you walked into something and it's in the middle of something.
Because she's trying to talk.
I immediately started picking up on, because of just the themes it was going into, like right away, one of the sheeps is giving birth. I was like, I think she lost a baby, was what I originally was thinking. I was like, that would make sense with why she would be willing to do this. But when I first had that theory, and then it goes into, and it shows you like she's at the grave at the beginning of one of the chapters. And you see 3 grave markers, and you see that they already have a crib, and they already have all these things. And it just feels like they very recently lost a baby, more than likely. And that was Ada. And I thought that just added a ton to it, because all of a sudden it's like, it's silly, but you're like, but I get it. And as a woman watching that, I will say, like, it's very rare to see like a woman struggling with that in a very real way, where she's not just like an emotional wreck. Like, this woman is very strong. She's very intelligent. She's a farmer. Like, you can tell, like, she would be okay going forward with just living this gray life. But she takes this opportunity that's presented to her, and she's like, no, I'm taking this. And that's like that guttural moment where she just like yells at the sheep, and she just like kills it like it's just nothing. Like, I just loved her character. I felt like she was so capable. Again, A24 with its women characters, I think is just like, I think it's some of the best female characters we've had, like, ever. With like Midsommar and Hereditary, I think they just give them a lot to do. And so the background of her being either like infertile or them having stillborn babies, whatever it is, I think just adds a level of believability to it that's needed. Without that, I don't think it would make sense. Like, why are they picking up this lamb baby?
Yeah.
I know, like, one of the other things I was going to point, and I know Nerd is talking about it in the down in the chat, that the time travel, like, that's one of the first lines of this movie was talking about the news reports. Hey, did you know time travel is possible?
I just made a connection.
Yeah, and it's funny because they're talking about, so we could go to the future and see it. Wait, does that mean we could go to the past also? Like, going back to see what they could have done to save the baby Ada.
Wow.
And you can tell, like, I asked Chris at one point, I was like, do you think the dad's as on board as she is? And Chris was like, yeah. And I agree with you, but I do think they make a distinction with, there's never a point where she mentions the ludicrous nature of the kid, but the dad does with the brother. The brother is like, what the heck's going on? And the dad admits, like, I know it's kind of, he doesn't say, I know it's crazy, but he's like, this is happiness. Like, I know it's weird.
Yeah.
But this is what we're doing, where she's just like, this is what's happening. I'm on board. I'm here. And I think that's important because she physically lost the babies. So it's still a bit more severe for her, even though I don't want to minimize him losing babies as well. But I do think there's like that physical distinction of like, she's willing to go out and kill that sheep because it might come take her babies.
Read the private chat. So
I was like, me?
No, you're good. I agree with you. I think what you read into what you were saying with dad kind of having like a mental breakdown was that, one, it was the remembrance of their child. He was having a mental breakdown of, there's a kid again. Mm-hmm. I don't even think he was having a mental breakdown that it was like a weird lamb child hybrid. I think it was just we're in this situation again where we have a kid, and I'm not, this just came out of nowhere. I don't know how to handle this. I'm just having a wow. Yeah. So then he's completely throwing me off. Good job. Way to go. Anyway, yeah, he was having a mental breakdown from all that stuff. And I think that's what was a shame. I think that's what you were reading into there. It's like, I don't think he's on board. Well, I think what it was is that he just was completely caught off guard, just like I was just now. Anyway, there's a lot of like really interesting stuff there. And I for me, like, I do think I want to revisit this movie again, just because I think there's going to be, this is one of those movies where I was only taking in so much the first time. I think there's going to be so much more to take in the second time. There's connections, I believe, between Maria and the actual, the actual mother sheep, that whole thing, and even in regards to coming down to her shooting Mama Sheep, who was just trying to get her baby back, and just there's a whole, like, I think, allegory in there.
Well, if you think mom is also trying to get her baby back, they're both moms.
That was such
to get their babies.
Bambi's mom moment.
Yeah, and so it's their equals in a way, because the sheep mom is like, I want my baby back. That's my baby. And the mom is like, I'm trying to get mine back too. Yeah. And she just cuts it. she's like, this is mine. And she knows that the sheep can't live, like that she can't go on with it living because it's her. Like she knows that feeling of like sitting out of the window and being like, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
Tugging at the heartstrings there.
Yeah. It's the obsession. Like the sheep was obsessed.
Even commentating nerds, Streamlabs. Let that poor sheep mama see her baby, dang it. Like I felt bad for that mom. I was like, man, they're humanizing the crap out of this this mama lamb.
Mm-hmm.
This mama sheep.
Yeah. So I will say a couple things as we kind of try to like wrap up some spoiler thoughts here. One, I told Tori during the movie, I was like, I'm legitimately getting angry right now when it is not on the screen. Like when we're just doing something else and she's not present doing something on the screen, I'm getting mad. Put her back on the screen. I want to watch the Weird Lamb Child. I don't want to stop watching the Weird Lamb Child. I just had such like a childlike curiosity about her. It was so I was like, I'm fascinated by what I'm watching right now.
Also, what the heck was that thing at the end? This gigantic ram beast thing just...
I was trying to Google about folklores, Icelandic folklores. I couldn't find one, but I'm pretty sure it's like a sheep herder folklore.
This seemed to be like a fairy tale
throughout it. Yeah. And so I think that's what it's supposed to be. Of like, if your sheep go missing, it's probably like he took it.
Yeah.
But I like that he leaves her. I think that sheep ram thing did the equal to her. He's like, you killed the mom of my baby. I'm gonna kill the father of ours. Like it's an equal exchange.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill her. He just kind of avenges the sheep. Like by making it equal. And I thought that was so interesting is that it's like, nope, like I understand what you did. I'm gonna make you completely alone now. Like
yeah, I thought that was fascinating also. Just like, and it kind of like it came out of nowhere, but also it didn't. And that's one of the things that I actually really enjoyed about this movie. It's again going back to they gave everything away in the trailers. Everything was you've seen everything, you know everything, but then you go into the movie and stuff is hitting you like you haven't seen it, like you didn't know it. For instance, in the movie, like at the very beginning, you're hearing the weird beast man. You're hearing his growls in the wind. You're hearing the sounds that he's making around the other sheep, and I was like, okay, so there's probably like some kind of critter in this movie, right? There's a creature that's going to pop up at some point, but I completely forget about it until later in the movie when he actually just showed back up, and I was like, oh, the hell is that? So
I guess we also should shout out the brother thing just quick. I thought it was interesting because when he first makes the move, nerd, I agree with you. I thought it was like sexual harassment. I was like, okay, this is really weird. And then as it goes on, he's definitely like a creepo, but I do think they made it more complex where I think they had a history. Like I think they had a sexual history with her hugging him at the bus stop. They felt like more than just like a brother-in-law, sister-in-law thing for sure. And her kind of toying with him and like not like it did seem like we're again like in the middle of a story here. And I think that just reinforces that whether you like him or not. I think it adds to the complexity of like her character again, of whether you like her or not. There's clearly been trauma. They've clearly had a story and we're entering the middle of it.
I think that piece really reinforced the fact that it's her story too, because without that piece, she gets about equal screen time as Ingvar does, and so you add that piece in there, and it's like, yeah, okay, we're actually doing like a deeper dive into her psyche now with this piece added into it. It was interesting for me just because he added an element. I was like, okay, is this guy going to be like antagonistic the entire time? Or are we going to like wish for him to die or something like this kind of situation? But he also, played our eyes into this world, into the story too. So it was kind of a weird inclusion, but also it was only weird in that up until that point we were again in a very intimate storyline between the couple and Ada, and now all of a sudden, you know, he's in there, and it's just a completely different thing happening. Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting. I think that was a very interesting piece to throw in there as well. And I didn't quite know, like you said, I didn't quite know what to think at first. But I think you're right. Like there's definitely a history there that we're not privy to going into it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that ram man thing at the end is living in a land with like the Equisapiens from Sorry to Bother You.
Oh my gosh.
Like they're all just like these human hybrid animal things. That would be funny.
I was trying to research about it, but I couldn't find anything about the folklore.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to go out of spoiler talk?
I think so, because we want to wrap up and kind of give our rated thoughts on the movie.
Okay, so no more spoilers now. Y'all are all safe and free to unmute, although you might be on mute and can't hear me telling you to unmute. So hopefully you've unmuted by now so we can continue talking about this movie spoiler-free.
Yep.
I loved this movie. I can't wait to see it again. I'm trying to remember. I think I already did rate it on Letterboxd, and I don't remember what I rated it.
I know I gave it like a 4. I think you gave it a 4 also.
4, yeah. So
I'm giving this movie about 8.5.
8.
I really enjoyed it. I would love to see this movie stay in my top 10 by the end of the year, just because it's like a personal thing. Like I was not expecting this movie to hit and do what it did. And I would just love to see this just stay in my top 10. Like, yep, at the end of the year, that was unexpected. There it is. Deal with it. It's in the top 10. I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah, I agree. 4 or 8 out of 10, however you're calculating things. It looked beautiful, had a great story, properly subverted my expectations, mainly because the marketing was calling it a horror movie, and I really don't think it should be categorized as a horror movie, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like an 8 as well. Again, I don't know if I will go back and watch it, but that to me doesn't affect a movie's quality. It's just based on my personal preference. So yeah, probably 8 out of 10.
That would be along the lines of like, say, you could rate Schindler's List pretty high, but it's not necessarily a movie you're going to go back to watch unless you're in high school and they're forcing you to watch it again. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because no one's sent back going, hey, you know what I feel like watching tonight? Schindler's List. It's gonna be a fun time.
Oh, right after that, can we watch Requiem for a Dream? Because that sounds like a fantastic double feature right there.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that's another one of those. You'll watch it once and you'll never watch it again. Actually, I lie because I think I have seen it more than once, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch Requiem for a Dream ever again now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you just walk through like a glue factory and you're just kind of sticky and you're like, I need a hot shower.
Isn't there a movie called The Antlers coming out soon?
There is one. Antlers on the 29th of this month. Antlers was being produced by Guillermo del Toro. It looks kind of creepy and interesting.
Yeah, so we're close.
Yeah, we've already gotten Pig. We need a cow movie, yeah, and then we'll have a farm.
I like how you just said glue factory. Like, are we getting a horse movie too?
A horse movie too. Oh, God. Anyways.
All right, so that's our review for Lamb, guys. As Nerd said, like in the comments, he wasn't going to see it if it wasn't for our recommendation. So that's what you're getting. You're getting our recommendation. Go see this movie. It's crazy. It's not as crazy as you might think it is, but it is a little crazy.
We have a robot chicken.
Yeah, we have. Well, there's Chicken Run.
Chicken Little.
Chicken Little. Yeah.
I don't think those count, guys.
Yeah. We need like an A24 type movie like Pig or Lamb for all this to fit in. So
interesting.
Anyways, let's wrap up the tagline.
Yeah. Wrap it up nice and tight, little bow. Guys, we don't thank you for joining us. Once again, we're going to hit up some plugs, some stuff that's coming up. First and foremost, you're going to want to hit up that Patreon. I'm telling you, you want to hit up that Patreon. You can go in there. You can support us and make me choke on $1 up in the Patreon. So patreon.com/Cinefanatics. Join the tier that's right for you. I recommend the $5 tier because we're trying to push for a lot of content at that specific tier. Most of which include The replay, well, watch-alongs for sure. We're doing watch-alongs. We'll have one coming up next month. But also, we've got the FCL replays. We do have a match coming up.
Which we probably won't have FCL replays after this one for a while.
Yeah, that's true. We do have a match coming up next week, so there will be an FCL replay on the 22nd. That's right. Look at that. Look at that gorgeous graphic. So you're gonna want to be there for that. It is 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Go
share the trailer for that if it's posted on Twitter yet. Are you gonna post it?
It will be on Twitter tomorrow.
So share that when it pops up too. Let people see it.
Yep. Like I said earlier, this FCL replay will be live in public for everybody on YouTube during its initial live stream run. After that, it will be at that $5 tier is the only way to see it. So there's that. Also on the Patreon, the Maverick tier. That's our $25 tier. We got the Patreon Trivia Hangout. If you want to jump onto that tier, come hang out with us. Come help us study to, beat each other. Only one of us can win, but, we're going to try our hardest to make it as close as possible, I guess.
There can be only one.
There can be only
one. One can win, but two can try.
And one can take over the channel once the two have destroyed each other.
Yeah. On the Maverick tier, there's a Patreon Trivia Hangout that is going to be this coming Friday, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern.
Yep.
But you got to be on that Maverick tier, and trust me, it's worth it this month. It's so worth it.
This Saturday, say once again, what do you guys got going on?
We have the Marquee.
Saw edition, which this is my favorite horror franchise. So please come watch me gush over Saw. And yes, I intentionally used gush.
Like all the blood and guts that this franchise gives. It's
Chris's
so good.
antithesis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gushing.
Yeah. You kind of remind me of that Chucky show that I watched earlier. Anyways, we're going to be ranking all the Saw movies this Saturday. It is going to be 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern with special guest. Can I do it again for the third time? Mr. Andres Gallego. I don't know if I nailed it that time, but sure. He will be joining us over there as we're ranking the Saw movies. So that is this Saturday live. Please feel free to join us in the chat with your thoughts, feelings, and opinions of the Saw franchise.
Garth. Yes.
Are spoilers over now? Yes. Spoilers, we're going to be talking about the Saw movies on this Saturday.
Yeah.
So you better be ready to tell me your favorite kill, because it's the only time you can say that and not sound like a serial killer is when you're talking about Saw.
I know. I love it when this person gets their ribcage ripped and torn apart. Oh, yeah, that's great, you crazy psycho person.
Bro, the autopsy scene.
Yeah. Where they're also sucking on lollipops.
Yep. Oh, also, I my little promo quick because I'm super excited about it. Tori X Rose on Twitter, Instagram. Tomorrow, there's going to be a post about it later today. I am talking about Midsommar with Sabrina Ramirez over at her Patreon at 4:30. Y'all are better into the time zones than I am. California time, PST.
So 6:30 Central.
6:30 Central.
7:30 Pacific.
7:30 Eastern.
Eastern. Yes.
7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific.
Right after she complimented how good we are at this.
Right?
Blow it.
I'm so excited. I have not chatted with Sabrina before, like virtual face to face. So I feel like the vibes are going to go off and you're going to want to be there. I'll be tweeting about it. It'll be great. I'm super excited. I love Midsommar. I love Sabrina. So it'll be a good time.
Midsommar is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have coming up? Oh yeah, the FCL, the Cinefanatics Civil War is happening this coming Tuesday, the 19th. That's going to be at 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern.
Should we play the trailer again?
Do we want to play the trailer again? Do we want to see the trailer again? So everyone who's watching could have that song stuck in their head too. Yeah, sure. Let's play the trailer again one more time.
One more time.
Actually, you know what? Let's play that on the way out. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
That's our way out, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll play the trailer as we're closing this episode tonight. Let's go ahead and just do where you can follow us. You can find us, the Cinefanatics, at Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter, Instagram. You can follow myself at Robert Adams MLP, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd.
And you can follow me at Chris Adams NLP on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and twitch.tv/Chris Adams NLP, where I'm at least playing once a week over there. And it's been fun. I enjoyed having everybody hanging out in the chat. So come hang out with me, please. Thank you. Anyway. God dang it, Cat.
Cat shows up when he needs to.
right at the end every time. I appreciate him. Anyway, guys, that's it for the tagline. We have anything else to add?
Nope, that's it. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage. We will see y'all on Friday for the study and Saturday for the marquee. Good night, everyone.
Looks like you're getting what you want. The Gentleman versus the Revenants. Cinefanatics Civil War.
It's finally happening.
I think Robert's been the better competitor of the two. I think that's fair to say. You get attention in this league by hitting your 5-pointers.
The Irishman and the Wolf of Wall Street.
That is correct for 5 points. That is correct.
Robert's the stronger player, but the Gentleman is great.
Boondock Saints.
Correct with a massive pull.
I kind of want the Gentleman to beat up on the Big Brother. That I am a gentleman man, and I really hope that Chris takes that match.
I fully agree, actually.